In this video, I'm going to show you a really easy way to make your own homemade book using a stapler. Now we're going to be using, and I'll be reviewing this bigger stapler. This is really though still, I think, for smaller books. For thicker, bigger books, I still would recommend the other method, and I will leave a link to that video as well with the little brass thingies, the prongs, right? But just if you want a simple, quick method to print your book and staple it at home, and most importantly, the printer settings to be able to get that perfect booklet format. So I'm going to share with you a free software that you can use and the step-by-step on how to do it. Now, as far as the supplies that you will need are obviously the double-sided printer, paper, and a heavy-duty stapler. Now, if your book is really small, you might be able to get away with just a stapler, a regular stapler. But if not, this is a great one, heavy-duty one. This is the Boss Stitch. I will go ahead and leave a link down below, and you can use different staple sizes. I will leave some helpful links for this down below. But you know, a stapler, maybe a paper cutter if you want to trim up the edges of the book. And this is optional, but if you would like to do a nice little book cover for it, then maybe some cardstock. But that's it. It's really simple. So let me show you how to get started. Now, of course, you need something to print. This is where your book comes in, whether it's on a Microsoft Word document, a PDF, or maybe you're printing a book from the public domain. So you have a file from maybe Project Gutenberg. Whatever it may be, obviously you need to have whatever it is you're printing. Now, the thing that I get by far the most questions about on these types of videos are the printer settings to print in a booklet format. So to get us all on the same page, no matter what software you're using, what printer, etc., I'm going to recommend that you download the Foxit Reader, the PDF free reader version. I'll link it down below. This way we can all be on the same page. Like I said, it's free, and I'll show you from that software how to print in booklet format. So it's really easy, simple. Let me show you on my screen. So here is the website, foxit.com, and you're going to scroll down to Foxit PDF Reader. This is a free download, so you would go ahead, click on it, and download it here. Now you just need a PDF of the book or your book that you're going to print. I'm using the Robinson Curriculum, which has a great list of books that you get access to print from home here in the core reading order. So I'm going to go to a book that we don't have yet that I need to print. Now I'm going to be printing The Law by Frederick Bastiat. I have a little pamphlet of this, but I think it would be really nice to have it bigger this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and download the PDF and then show you how I open it with Foxit Reader here and the settings that I will use to print. Okay, so here is my PDF. Now I'm going to hit File, Print. So right here, I've got my printer, all pages, one copy. And then I'm going to click right here, Print Handling Booklet. This is what's going to give it that book format. The binding is left. Booklet subset is both. You can change the margins here. And I get asked that question a lot. If you want to add more, subtract some, and hit Auto Center here. And it gives you a preview of what it's going to look like. Okay, so that looks good to me. And that's it. Now I just hit print. All right, so my book is done. It's finished printing. So you'll see that the pages are 73 and 6, 71 and 8. And the reason why it's meant, you know, this is how it printed out, that I would just like this, fold it. And it's just like that, just like a perfect book. The page numbers are perfect, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to go ahead now and fold the pages, and then we will staple it. Now I went ahead and created my own cover. I just used Canva and this cardstock paper. You don't have to do this step. It's just gonna be like this. All right, so now taking my Boss Stitch stapler, Okay, I'm going to do another one here in the middle. And one more. Well, that one turned out a little screwy, but it works. And now, as you can see here, I have a little bit of spillage from the paper from the book cover. Now, I don't mind this at all. It's just my kids that's going to be reading it. It looks great on the inside. The margins are perfect. Now, if this bothers you, you can kind of trim it. You can use scissors, or you could use a paper cutter. Obviously, the big paper cutters are better, but you can use something like this at home as well and just trim up the edges. It doesn't really bother me because it's just going to be my kids reading it at home. But as you can see here, you can publish your own books, your own works, maybe your poetry, and this is just a really nice way to give it to someone. Right, so that's it. Share with me down below, what are you printing? Are you printing your own books? Are you printing public domain books? Are you printing your poetry? Let me know down below. And again, I will leave a link to my playlist of all my book binding videos with different methods here down below. So if this method doesn't work for you, if you have a thicker book, check out one of the other methods, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.